Please give a round of applause for none other than Miss Catriona Gray.
Hi, good morning everyone. Thank you all for taking the time. And also thank you to Miss Kat, wherever she is. Ayan. Thank you for this opportunity to collaborate with Genteel Home. I know that we've gone through the pieces, but I would love to share like how this came to be. I really enjoyed the avenue of designing for a few years now. If you can recall the jewelry that I wore all throughout my Miss Universe, and the ear cuff to the earrings, they were all designed by me. And then last year I was able to execute an eco bag design. And now furniture naman, kasi it really makes sense. I am a homebody. Totoo talaga yun. And I'm very intentional. So as was mentioned earlier by Ms. Kat, every detail has an intention behind it, has a meaning behind it. Like the balik tanaw chair. Oh, the balik tanaw end table rather, it does have this almost viewing panel, like a little picture frame built in. And as was mentioned, I was gifted a handmade swatch by Nana Magdalena from Ilocos when I was able to visit, and I was able to interview her. For those of you not familiar, she is one of our national living treasures in the weaving of Inabel, and she gifted me a swatch of textile and signed it. And I was thinking, I don't want to cut it, I don't want to make it into a damit lang. So what can I do with it? I want to display it. Kaya naisip ko talaga a piece of furniture that allows it to be personalized. Because if you can tell by all my pieces, my personality talaga sa mga furniture pieces ko. I like color, and I also just like conversation starters. Ang saya for me when I get to be in my space at home. And then I have people come over, friends come over, and they ask, oh, ano ba yan? That's so interesting. It gives you an opportunity to share. And in that opportunity to share, why not share about Filipino craftsmanship or your travels or things that inspire you? And ako naman, lagi ko inspired by Filipino culture. I like the be and she and tables naman. They represent to me two hands. So that's why they are adorned with these bangles, because when I traveled to Mindanao, to Lake Cebu, I was really admiring the brass hammered bangles that the Deboli would wear. And so it's just an interpretation of that. The furniture with jewelry, who would have thought? Pero ganun talaga naisip ko. But working with Genteel has been such a wonderful process. They take all of my crazy ideas, so when it comes to color matching or different silhouettes, and they really allow my creativity to thrive and to really just be expressed. So it's been such a dream collaboration, and to see it all be produced into just beautiful high quality furniture that if any of you take one home, it can be something to last a lifetime, to be passed on to generations sana. So I just want to say thank you so much to Genteel Home. And I hope that in looking around today, if you guys like any of the pieces, take a seat, lounge. The Pinay accent chair is my favorite, especially for a little reading nook or just a moment of rest, because PAYAK is interpreted by me in my little capsule collection. Although the whole collection is PAYAK, but for me it represents slow living, meaning slowing down, having intentional time with intentional pieces. So thank you.
Once again, Ms. Catriona Gray, so please stay as we offer you this lovely bouquet, as lovely as you. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. Thank you very much. And once again, may we ask Ms. Catriona to please join us here in front for our question and answer. Thank you very much. Once again, as mentioned by Ms. Catriona earlier, please feel free to immerse yourselves with our masterpieces. Sit on it, lounge on it. By the way, Ms. Catriona, I really love your bit and ship. Thank you for the love of brass accents in my own home. So there you go. It's Beshi, right?
Yes.
Together, Beshies. Perfect. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, once again, we will now be commencing with our question and answer. Later on, we will be opening the floor to our media friends. But for now, I'm sure everyone is excited to know more about our collection. So first, I would like to start by asking you, Ms. Catriona, your personal style has always been a blend of elegance and meaning. Now, how does your design philosophy align with Genteel Home's vision, and what inspired your approach to the PAYAK collection?
Ooh, and coming together with this capsule collection, I live in a condominium naman. So the pieces didn't have to just be beautiful, they also had to be very functional. So you see that intention carried out through all of the pieces. But the great thing with Gentile Home, if you have a certain space at your house, your office, you can also customize. So if you see anything in a color that you're like, oh, feeling ko bagay kapag green siya, kumbaga, pwede silang mag-green. So which is really nice. But the intentionality that I brought into this capsule, even though it's not, for example, the Beshe end tables, it's not an exact replica of the brass bangles worn by the body. It's really just an inspiration from that for me. And I just think it's a nice little like nod to our heritage and our culture. That's just my love of tradition and culture being funneled down in an artistic and design aspect. So that's really what I was thinking about creating these pieces. And of course, you can see my personality in it, like in the bookshelf naman. You can see those pops of color. That's personality to me. So interjecting those little unexpected details in your space that really just, because I feel like when you visit someone's space, what it looks like should reflect who that person is. So that's what these pieces represent to me.
Very true, and I truly resonate with that as well. Like, I love your shelf right there. I think that's a Kapit basic shelf, right? You're all about empowering women, and I think that represents women holding each other and empowering one another.
Yes, very bagay sa Women's Month, no? But
Yes,
because
perfect.
the woven elements are always incorporated to all of the pieces as well, because I do have a love of weaves, and traditionally, it is the women who pass down through the tradition the art of weaving.
Okay, so there you go. Very nice to hear the story behind your designs. Thank you so much, Miss Catriona. Now, Miss Katrina, can you share your thoughts on that, and what was the creative process like in bringing PAYAK to life, especially with Catriona's vision in mind?
Actually, it's more an experience with me. Like it's more on Catriona sharing a piece of her heart and turning it into actual art pieces or furniture. Because when she was like designing each piece, it's like she's making quite of her memories. And then it's fun because while sketching with her, while developing the materials with her, you can actually be in that moment when she's making quiet, and she's very immersed in all of the colors that she wants, and then she would explain it to you why she wants that color, and then you will get to understand why and how these pieces would come together. So it's more on, yes, it's a conversation piece, and also sharing the intent, not only having a beautiful piece in your home, but having something with meaning in your home is a different thing.
Yes, there you go. And also one thing to note is that actually our team told us that Miss Catriona right here is very detail-oriented. And there's a lot of twists and turns with her collection. Like for example, your Filipiniana chair. So once you step a little bit back, then you would see the Filipiniana type of clothing.
Inspired by the Barot Sayas.
Yes, the Barot Saya. So there you go. Very, very beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And to follow up that question, Ms. Katrina, can you also tell us more about how Gentle Home ensures that each piece is not only beautiful, but also built to last and adapt to different spaces?
For one, we use only the quality materials, and of course, most importantly, it's handcrafted and thoughtfully created. Kasi it's different. What makes a Filipino product or Filipino furniture different is that the way our craftsmen would do it. It's not machine. It's not about all machine crafted. Kasi diba, anything that you pour your heart into, the attention to details, iba yung kakalabasan. Merong soul, merong lambot. So you would actually feel it when you combine our handcrafted furniture with modern furniture pieces that are machine-made. Nagkakaroon ng buhay yung bahay.
True, and we're also very proud to say, I think, that all of these are locally sourced and made by our Pampangueños. So thank you so much for that. Bringing prestige and livelihood to them, that is something to really, boast about. Now, Miss Catriona, how do you incorporate mindfulness and authenticity in the spaces you create whether in your home or through beautiful collaborations such as this one?
I think it's really in my love for supporting local, and I think that's also why this partnership with Gentile and Miss Cat really took on the life that it did, because we both share the same passion of elevating Filipino craftsmanship to the world level. And so I would even have the opportunity to visit one of the warehouses and see the pieces being made. So it was really wonderful to see the people being impacted also by the livelihood that these pieces are allowing them to have. It gives you that sense of pride, but also just that care that you're really supporting. Because why shouldn't Filipino furniture be at the same level as other countries who are known for creating such gorgeous furniture? Because they were capable. And we have a distinct flair and taste that I think can be appreciated no matter who is looking at it from wherever in the world that they are. So in creating and curating spaces of myself to stay authentic, I really do enjoy finding intentionality, again going back to that word, and also getting pieces that I use and love. I don't necessarily enjoy in my space that I'll have a lot of things pero hindi ko sila ginamit. Parang nandun lang siya, parang maging pretty lang space. I'm very practical because with my space as well, I have to really maximize it. So yeah, having pieces that are very comfortable. Hindi parang mukhang comfortable lang, comfortable talaga siya. I hope that you have a bit of a lounge in the Mayon chair and the Pinay chair and just feel the comfiness. Kasi talagang, no, the effort ko to make it just that experience. It should be a piece in your home that makes it comfortable, practical, and also beautiful all at the same time. Whilst also giving you a sense of pride that this is a Filipino-made product.
Okay, there you go. Very well said. If I may ask, what's your most used from your collection?
Hirap, because they're all gonna be in my house.
You're sitting at them every hour.
Because like we said, Karina, I do read a lot even if I review contracts or like I'm decompressing at the end of the day or doing quiet time in the morning. Like I'll sit in my accent chair, my bookshelf. I love shelves. I have many shelves in my house because when I travel, favorite thing ko to collect is mga anek-anek. Yung mga na-influence ko rin ng friends ko, series. Nahawa din. But it's just nice because you're able to fill up your home with memories. Or like framed mementos, or like this is what I got on my travel to Turkey, for example. So I would say all the pieces are well used and loved in my home.
Right, there you go. Thank you so much. Now, lastly, again, we are celebrating slow spaces. So for my very last question, we'd like to know, beyond aesthetics, what emotions or experiences do you hope people to take away from the PAYAK collection? So let's start with you, Ms. Catriona.
Ooh, mine would be pride. I want people to feel proud that they have a piece like this in their home. Again, because it's not just beautiful, it has intention behind it, and it's made so expertly by Filipino artisans. And even the weaves in my collection, they were all done by hand. So there's that love and labor in there that you can be really proud of because that's uniquely ours. And then the second emotion would just be comfort, because I feel like a home for anyone should be an escape from the hustle and bustle of the world. It should be a space where you can come back to and feel just like yourself. Like you can just exhale and you can just be you. And hopefully your space will be able to reflect that. And I hope that these pieces find a way to help express your most authentic and relaxed self at home.
There you go. Thank you very much. Now, Ms. Catriona.
For me, it's calmness. Yeah, because after all, when you come home, you will have a furniture that will comfort you and will make you feel calm. Yeah.
There you go. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Ms. Catriona and Ms. Catriona. Now, we are opening the floor to our media friends, to our guests. So please go ahead for our question and answer. Hello, we have our first question right there.
Miss Gray, like I understand that you have a lot of causes. So like, will the pieces go towards like certain part of the proceeds will go to charity, or are the materials made like helping a community? And then number two, we've talked about like durability and how it looks like, and then you touched on comfort, but like a lot of comfort has to do with like height, distance from the floor, incline. So what did we do about that?
Yes, for furniture, the practicality aspects of it being a good height for you. For example, my Pinay accent chair has a very high backing because I'm tall and I like to lounge talaga. It can all be customized. So if you were to order one of the pieces here today, Gente would happily ask you, do you like the finish? Do you like the color? They can customize, no? And then in terms of the proceeds, yes, I will be giving some of the proceeds to my charity of choice. Still finalizing which one that will be, but yes, it is important for me to give back because this effort of this collaboration wasn't about earning for me. It's really an expression of my creativity as a designer. But also, I have pride in my heart knowing that these pieces are really benefiting the livelihood of Kapampangans who are making this lovingly by hand.
There we go. Thank you very much. Now we will be entertaining 2 to 3 more questions for Miss Catriona and Miss Catriona. So do we have our second question? There you go, Sir Ted.
I am Ted Claudio from WhatsApp.ph. For Catriona, what was or were your prime directives in terms of the collaboration in designing the line?
I just wanted to express myself as a designer, and I don't think I'm really known as that. I don't have a lot of experience per se in the art of designing, but pieces in my home are something that I find a lot of joy in, and I take a lot of inspiration from different things, predominantly Filipino culture. And so to be able to give it this opportunity to collaborate with such a skilled brand such as Gentile and Miss Cat and her whole design team, I really allowed my visions to come to life. So it's been a dream, and I'm very proud of the pieces that we were able to create together.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now our next question was given to me anonymously. So this one is for Miss Catriona. What sets the PAYAK collection apart from previous Gentle Home collections?
As always, as we're doing our different collection, it's always different from the other because all of the collections were made from different experiences and memories and inspiration from our collaborators.
Alright, there you go. Very short, sweet, and impactful. Alright, we will be entertaining our last question. Yes, sir.
I'm curious, Kat. What did you discover about yourself in this creative process?
What did I discover about myself through this creative process? I think it allowed me to relive a lot of memories because, as Miss Kat was saying, I have a lot of memories in the home. I come from a small family. Wala akong ibang kapatid. I'm an only child, so I was always with my parents, and all of our bonding moments were usually at home. So in reflecting on what kind of pieces I wanted to create, I always remembered usually when I was sitting in a chair with my mom, that's where she started reading to me when I was really little. So I was able to kind of tap back into those memories. So not only did the furniture serve a purpose of, I want to be creative in this way, but it's also kind of a nice thought to think, these are the kind of pieces where I was able to create memories of my own. I hope that whoever takes these pieces to their own home will have memories of their own that will color it for them too.
Alright, there we go. Thank you so much. Now for our last question. Last question. Okay, yes.
Both for Catriona and Catriona, why was it important to emphasize the whole Filipino-ness of everything, of the whole collection and the brand and yourself?
Well, for one, because there is something that the Filipino product can be proud of. Number two is that to really share the platform or the stage with global brands as well. Because the Filipino craftsmanship is really apart from what international brands would offer.
And then for me naman, I feel like it really speaks to me not just as a designer but as a person. Being Filipino is not only my heritage, but it's also something that's colored where it has led me in life. Whether it be in pageantry and it representing the country to the different collaborations or the different groups that I help support. But second, I take a lot of pride in locally made. I really do. If you look inside my home, you'll see I have a lot of locally made things, and I love talking to different people about it to kind of encourage that Filipino-made products are beautiful, they're unique, and they have stories. And for me, stories have so much weight and uniqueness, and I love sharing that. So this capsule is an opportunity for me to share that Filipino culture, that Filipino storytelling with an even larger audience.
There we go. Beautiful. Thank you so much once again. A round of applause for Ms. Catriona Bray. And of course, for Ms. Catriona Blanca de Leon. Please join us here in front for a photo op. And as we have our ceremonial binding of the knot. Thank you very much.